Hello. I've never actually spoken in public before, but my name is Christian, and I've been coming here for a little while now. Let me see.
All right, Christian.
This is actually about my first time here at open mic, at Monday Night Poetry. It was on March 29th this year. And this is actually all scribble, so I'm going to read them off my phone instead. It's only like 2 pages. Last night at East Bay Meeting House was my first live poetry experience. It featured the award-winning poet Danielle DeTiberus, followed by a handful of open mic contributors. It was incredible. I didn't bother sharing any of my poems. I just wanted to take it all in, and exactly that is what I did. I arrived at East Bay Meeting House promptly at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, after my frustration of finding somewhere to park downtown passed the course. Fran, I think that's her name, whom I'd never met prior to this night, invited me to join her and several others at a table where 3 chairs lived vacant. Without hesitation, I took a seat, and Danielle began. She had a joyful presence and confidence about her that reassured me I made a good decision not to pass on the opportunity to attend. I must admit though, it took my mind a while to really settle in. I was in and out, listening to Danielle, wondering when Tracy would arrive, and again taking in the overall experience. Tables and chairs close together, several bodies standing, a mixture of lights and candles illuminating the room, and everyone in one place for the same purpose definitely made for one intimate, personal, and passionate affair. Finally, Tracy walked through the door and took the seat next to mine, fortunately with much of Danielle's poetic journey left to be revealed. Thankfully, my mind began to gather itself. At the end of each poem, Danielle, through the genuine smiles on her face and humility in her voice, expressed how thankful she was for the well-deserved applauses she was receiving. With each poem seeming slightly more intense than the one before it, I was immensely moved by the end of her performance and eager to read along with the actual words themselves. Following our featured guests came several open mic performances, some newcomers and other regulars, poets and musicians alike, coming together to express themselves in a judgment-free zone. With that very thought, my mind began to escape itself again. As I looked toward whoever was speaking, I couldn't help but notice the mixture of locals and tourists passing by. Through the windows, I saw some carrying about with their evening, some slightly curious as to what was occurring inside this place, and some who even stopped with a strong interest as to what the hell was going on. At this moment, although I could still physically see through the glass, I felt protected. The walls were up, protecting us from the outside. It didn't matter what was going on or what anyone else thought outside of those walls. All that mattered is what was taking place within those walls. Real people being real to themselves, real to me. I felt comfortable. I finally felt comfortable. As the night went on, I no longer let my mind slip away. The window was no longer a distraction. I fully invested in the moment before me. Unfortunately, the mixture of poetry, music, and passionate souls did have to come to an end only for that night though. Determined much earlier in the evening, I will surely be attending more of these events, perhaps even participate as a speaker. I walked Tracy to her car, and we both couldn't stop expressing how wonderful of an experience it truly was. I hugged her, I kissed her, again, I felt comfortable. That was called, if you didn't catch it, but it was called Within These Walls.
Well, that's like better than the best Yelp review we've ever had. I think Danielle would like to read that. Okay, so Christian was a first timer, so he gets a second round of applause.